If you're anything like us, you've been counting down the days until the return of one of the most beloved British TV shows, Clarkson's Farm. Well, the wait is almost over because Season 3 is just around the corner, premiering on May 3rd, 2024, on Amazon Prime. The show is returning with Jeremy and his team at Diddley Squat Farm, joined by some new faces who will be facing even more challenges this time around on the farms than in the last 2 seasons. But before we dive into what's coming up in the new season, let's talk about one of the show's most beloved characters, the straight-talking, no-nonsense, tractor-driving sensation, Kaleb Cooper. Well, we have some good news as well as bad news concerning this rising star.
You made a big decision. You are no longer the tractor driver on this farm.
Stay with us as we will uncover the reason why Kaleb Cooper will leave Clarkson's farm. Born and raised in Chipping Norton, Kaleb knows the Cotswolds like the back of his hand. But did you know that Kaleb started his first business at the age of 13 with some chickens? Initially, he sold eggs door to door, using the profits to expand his flock. By 14, he'd started keeping sheep, and at 15, had saved £5,500 to buy a tractor, although it was another year before he could legally drive it. By 16, he had started his contracting business. And before Clarkson took over Diddley Squat Farm, Kaleb was already working there for the former farm owners. In fact, he was the one doing most of the tractor work on the farm. When Clarkson needed a tractor driver for the show, Kaleb became an obvious choice. His no-nonsense attitude and his way with Clarkson made him an instant hit, which helped him to gain over 2.2 million followers on Instagram. One of the most entertaining parts of the show is the relationship between Kaleb and Jeremy. From the very beginning, these two have had a feisty relationship, and they have had their fair share of disagreements both on and off camera. They have engaged in playful arguments, notably over a £40,000 Lamborghini tractor purchased for the farm. Kaleb once called Jeremy an idiot and expressed surprise at being labeled just a tractor driver in Jeremy's farming book. But despite their disagreements, they have a genuine friendship. In fact, back in December 2023, they together visited London around 5,000 kilometers away from their farm, and even attended the Premier League match between Manchester United and Chelsea in Old Trafford. Interesting fact, Kaleb had not gone far from his hometown for most of his life, and during his visit to London, he was especially amazed to see a revolving door for the first time, which he promised to install on his home. Well, as Clarkson's farm progresses, we will see Kaleb taking on more responsibility. In fact, in Season 3, Kaleb has been promoted to farm manager. But that doesn't mean the problems are over. Things are just getting started. The farm is facing new challenges, including the closing of its restaurant, financial struggles due to the increasing prices of farming supplies, and failing crops due to hot weather. Jeremy has to come up with a new plan to sustain his farm. So, in this season, alongside lambs and cows, you will also see cute pigs on the farm. What's more, Jeremy even has a plan to cultivate the hundreds of acres of unfarmed land alone. Well, Jeremy and Kaleb have a huge bet going on about who can make more money. Jeremy with the unfarmed land or Kaleb with the farmed land? It's not for sure, but it's definitely something to look forward to. But the big question on everyone's mind is, why is Kaleb leaving Clarkson's farm? Well, the answer might surprise you. Despite gaining huge fame from the show, Kaleb has expressed his desire to purchase his own plot of land instead of continuing to work on Diddley Squat Farm with Jeremy Clarkson. For Kaleb, farming comes above his TV career and fame. But there is still some time before he leaves the farm. So, as the series continues, we will still see Kaleb for a few more years. Moving on, so, are Kaleb and Gerald Cooper related? Well, Gerald Cooper is the farm's security manager and is also one of the most featured men on the show. As Gerald and Kaleb share the same surname, many might think Kaleb is Gerald's son or his relative. But it's not so. Well, they only share the same surname, but there is no familial relation between the two. In fact, they only met each other during the show. Speaking of family, you might be curious to know about Kaleb's personal life. Well, the 25-year-old farmer is parenting his 2 young kids, a son named Oscar and a daughter Willa, alongside his fiancée Taya. The lovely duo dated each other for more than nearly 7 years, before getting engaged in December 2022. Well, that's it for today. So, are you excited for the new season of Clarkson's Farm? Share your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.